Not wasting any time. The bell hasn't even rung, and the spoiler is going right after Ox Baker in the corner, choking Baker with the shirt, it appears. It was the jacket. If you're the spoiler, you got to be wary of that heart punch that can literally put your body into paralysis. Oh, what a shot by Ox Baker. And again, sending the spoiler face first into the top turnbuckle. These two are as tough as they get. We're going to figure out what comes first, the timer or a victory. Ox going right in, digging into the shoulder of spoiler, using crisscross fashion to put all the pressure on the shoulders, but also gets the neck a bit too. Gets the throat a bit in there. A lot of added pressure. The spoiler not in a good spot right now. This hold seeming to be very effective for Ox. Right back to grabbing these shoulders of the spoiler is Ox Baker. But the spoiler fights back with a shot. Now it's a trade of blows between Baker and the spoiler. Going right after the spoiler in the corner. Grabbing onto the midsection. The referee trying to call for the 5. The last thing Ox Baker wants is to be disqualified in this matchup. You got to stay level-headed, got to stay focused. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. Has the bear hug center of the ring. Puts a lot of pressure on the midsection. A lot of pressure on that lower back right where the hands are. Fighting back is the spoiler. Is he pulling on the beard? I think he's grabbing on the facial hair of Ox Baker. And back to it is the spoiler. It's the referee almost disqualifying the spoiler. Now it's the spoiler who finds himself in control over Ox. Ox gets driven down into the mat. With Ox Baker now driven into the mat, where do you go from here? How do you get back up? What's the game plan? One thing can be said is Ox Baker's found the bottom rope to force a rope break. That is one way to go about it to create much needed separation. Ox gets a nice shot into the bread basket and then one for the upper back of the spoiler. Spoiler takes a ride into the ropes, gets caught clubbingly by Ox Baker. Ox Baker pulling the spoiler out of the corner. Baker could be calling for a good shot. Was that it? It seemed that was I thought that was the heart punch at first. Regardless of what it was quite that punch was quite effective in taking down the spoiler. Double axe handle to the back of the head. Ox Baker going to play a little dirty, perhaps pull the mask off of the spoiler. We might get a little bit of a spoiler and find out who's under that mask. And the spoiler fights off Ox Baker to prevent his face from being revealed as the spoiler gets the knee up into Baker. And again, trying to get away from Baker. Now raking the face. The spoiler has the claw. This is going to put a lot of pressure on the face. All the pressure sinks it in, cinches it in deep. It could only be a matter of moments before it is. Wait just a moment as Ox Baker finds the ropes. A rope break will be enforced by the official. The referee trying to just break this thing up the best he can. But when two men want to just go at it no matter what, there's only so much you can do. And again going after the claw, the spoiler claw, squeezing on the forehead of Ox Baker. Ox trying to get a couple shots in to create separation, get rid of the hold. Trying to shake off the wear of the damage caused by the grip of that meaty claw of the spoiler. Goes after it one more time. Could this one be the charm? The spoiler putting as much pressure as he possibly can. However, it's Ox Baker who's got something else in mind, and that's a bear hug. Who is going to give? Who is going to get the upper hand? Both men go down. Who gets up first? Who wants the glory? The spoiler, a lot of the strings of his mask have been untied. A large part of the mask has been untied. You got to wonder if that will play a role in this match. This time, the claw gets blocked. Ox Baker has just outmuscled the spoiler to block the claw. Went for a stomp on the claw, but the spoiler got out of the way at the last possible second. Spoiler went a little low. Going to grab the midsection, it seems. Trying to grab the mask off again. This could be the time that Ox Baker finally pulls off the mask. It's getting there. The spoiler is in deep trouble of losing his mask, losing his secrecy, and the identity being revealed. Who is under that mask? Oh my God. That could have gotten so much worse. These two fighting over the chair. They just toss it down. The spoiler's back in the ring. And Ox Baker meets him there. Back in the squared circle. The spoiler trying to beg for mercy as he goes into the corner, backs in. What a thunderous chop by Ox Baker to the spoiler. With 10 minutes going by, again, another attempt at the claw. But Ox Baker blocked. And just driving that hand, the claw hand, onto the top turnbuckle and onto another top turnbuckle. If you can damage that right hand enough, you could take the claw out of play. Then it's easy pickings from there. With under 5 minutes remaining, who is going to take it all home? The spoiler rolls to the outside onto the floor. Don't want to let the spoiler have too much time to regroup. The spoiler trying to get his mask tied up as much as he possibly can. The mask has been retied a bit. Has a front headlock is Ox Baker on the spoiler after the spoiler entered the ring. But being backed in the corner, there is in fact a rope break coming the way. The referee calling the count. Ox Baker has had quite the impressive showing. Ox, you shouldn't have spent that much time arguing with the referee. You should have spent some time staying focused on the spoiler. Now that we're heading into the other ring, what is the spoiler going for? Gets caught in midair. Right into a bear hug by Baker. 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes. Who's going to pull the hat trick? Will there even be a hat trick? Will this thing end in a draw? One of these two men have to dig deep into the bag of tricks. Ring number 2. Back to where the match all started. Has the arm trapped. Baker, who tried to drive in the heart punch, got blocked by the spoiler. The spoiler had the claw. Baker blocked the claw. Now it's Baker who's going ham. Scoop slam, the 2-minute call. Try to put away the spoiler right there, but too close to the bottom rope. And again, a shot. Ox Baker is bringing it all in. Getting the final shots in. Doing what he must. Twisting, torquing the neck. Can he pull out the finish? Can he close it out with a victory? Or is it just too close to the time limit? And the claw. With under a minute remaining in this matchup, it doesn't seem like either man is ahead of the other to get a victory. However, there's still time for a heart punch to be drilled. Baker with an elbow drop. Will it be? And bridged out. Just clubbing away, pummeling. Baker wanted to call his shot. Now it's the spoiler fighting out of the corner. These two are just giving it everything they've got, taking it to the very end. And the bell has rung. The bell is sounded. This match ends in a draw. Pushing off the referee. These two don't want to end it at all. This thing is just going to keep on going. No clear winner. As these two continue to pound away at each other. Determined to take each other down. To send a message to the other. The referee's got to figure out some way to keep this thing separated. The match is over. No winner. It's a draw. But these two still want to go at it. Ox Baker trying to get the mask off the spoiler. Ox Baker. Meanwhile, the spoiler able to escape and get out of the way. The match ends in a time limit draw.